is not a drill, this is real. This is not a drill.
No, it ain't. Hear me.
This is not a drill.
No, it ain't. Let me hear you say.
This is not a drill. This is real.
This is the real fun.
This is the real thing. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. My name is Melina Abdullah, and you are on with the Black Lives Matter grassroots team for This Is Not a Drill. We are coming to you all the way live from KBLA Talk 1580, right? Catch the simulcast on Facebook.com/BLMLA. BLMLA, that's right. Yeah, Facebook.com/BLMLA. And of course, the best way to listen is through the app. Download it to your phone. You may be like me and need to download the new app. So you might not be able to get all the features with the old app. The new app is even better. So if you didn't update it or re-download it to your phone. Again, my name is Melina Abdullah. I'm professor of Pan-African Studies at Cal State LA's College of Ethnic Studies or Grassroots, where I'm also director. And most importantly, I am Tandiwe Amara, and I'm Men's mama. And let me add something. I'm also on the board for my union, the California faculty. It's 29,000 unionized faculty in the Cal State system. I'm lifting that up because, one, I'm proud to be a unionized worker, but two, we'll be talking a little bit about what the union is doing and why we need the power of labor unions right now. My co-host for today is my BLM Grassroots. She is the operations assistant for BLM Grassroots, and she's an organizer with BLM Detroit. She's all the way out in LA.
Yes, so excited to be here.
Yay, Victoria.
Oh, I love my city.
You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. Yeah. So grateful to have you. We have Black Lives Matter chapters in town from every single, well, not every single, almost every single year in Victoria is one of them here from Detroit. Glad to have you. Thank you all for joining us on This Is Not a Drill. We're going to be talking about all of the things that are happening. We're going to be talking about 12 years of Black Lives Matter. And we're going to do all of that with some folks who are in town to celebrate our anniversary. But before we do anything, we're going to get into our land, labor, and life acknowledgement, recognizing that this country was built on the lives of our African ancestors. So we're going to invite everyone to just take a moment to still yourself. And if you can, put both feet on the ground. If you're not driving, we're going to ask you to close your eyes or lower your gaze and take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. And breathe out. The land which we inhabit in what is now known as Los Angeles is physically situated in the original ancestral homeland of the Tongva, Quiche, Chumash, and Gabrielino people. We pay respect to the Tongva, Quiche, Chumash, Gabrielino, and all indigenous people, past, present, and future, in their continuing presence in the homeland and throughout their historical diaspora. Take another deep breath in. breathe out. We pay homage to those who were stolen from Africa, placed in bondage, falsely named as chattel, and forced into labor, who were called slaves but never submitted as such, who have always been fully human with an unbroken connection to the divine and to each other. We honor our African ancestors for the still unpaid labor which built what is now the Americas. Take another deep breath in and breathe out. To both our indigenous and African forebears, in fact, can you read this last part? To both our indigenous.
To both our indigenous and African forebears, we commit to the continued struggle for liberation and reparations. For it is only through freedom and justice that we truly give honor. Ashe.
Ashe. And that was the voice of Yonajaha Lone Wolf, who is also here from Atlanta to help with our convening. She is a comrade and colleague and healer, and how appropriate that you walked in just at this time, because Yonajaha embodies who we're honoring both as an indigenous and African American organizer and leader. Thank you for being here, Queen Yonajaha.
Of course, thank you.
Yes. All right. On today's show, we are talking about 12 years of Black Lives Matter. We are going to be in conversation with Black Lives Matter organizers from around the country. Who's going to be in studio with us today is Cariel Horn, who is the only former cop we've ever allowed in our midst. Look, if you want to do good, if you want to claim to be a good cop, we need you to commit what Huey P. Newton would call class suicide. We need you to remember, to awaken to the fact that cops are slave catchers. And Cariel Horn, as a former Buffalo police officer, awakened to that fact and witnessed the brutalization of a black man while she was in uniform, and threw herself in the midst of it, was promptly fired, had her pension stolen, and has been targeted ever since. So look, if there's anybody who's a so-called good cop, we need you to commit class and professional suicide. That's what Cariel Horn did. She's been organizing in Buffalo ever since. She is one of the co-founders of Black Lives Matter Buffalo. She'll be joining us along with Marcus McDonald, who is co-founder of Black Lives Matter Charleston, who's doing phenomenal work in Charleston, South Carolina. For our More Than a Hashtag conversation, we will have Nicole Lurie, who is the wife of Eric Lurie. Eric was 37 years old when he was killed in police custody in Joliet, Illinois in January of 2020. The police attempted to cover it up, but we learned exactly what happened, and Nicole Lurie is going to be here as our More Than a Hashtag conversation. She's also co-founder of a newly onboarded Black Lives Matter grassroots chapter in Will County, Illinois. So that's what we're going to be talking about. We want you to hop in the conversation anytime at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. There is much more to come when Victoria Lojo is going to hop into these headlines. More to come right here on This Is Not a Drill.
More of BLM's This Is Not a Drill. Up next. We got a lot to talk about.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And By the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time, whenever news breaks, while we're on the air. It's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580, and we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This is Secret Clinical dominating extra stinky stress sweat. And this is regular deodorant. Secret Clinical in a heat wave. Oh, what a beautiful day. This is regular deodorant. Ugh, I can't. Secret Clinical with workout sweat. Let's run another marathon. And regular deodorant. How much more? Secret is the GOAT. Because nothing fights sweat better. Stay fresher under pressure.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill continues right now.
Black people unite and let's all get down. We got to have what? We got to have that love.
What is the black star? Is it the cat with the black shades, the black car? Is it shining from very far to where you are? It is commonplace and different, intimate and distant, fresher than an infant.
I don't want to talk over this one, though. There we go. There we go, Cynthia. Okay, my name is Melina Abdullah, and this is Not a Drill right here on KBLA Talk 1580. I am in studio with my co-host for the second anniversary show in a row. It's our 12th anniversary, but it's the second time we've done this. Victoria Lojo is out here from BLM Detroit, and she is co-hosting. She's in the co-host chair with me. And let me just announce, if y'all are missing Kim Holmes, like I'm missing Kim Holmes, she will be back. She has survived. She is surviving cancer. She has completed her chemo. She had her surgery, and she is officially cancer-free. She still has to do some radiation, and of course we want to get to that 5-year mark, but we are so grateful that Kim will be back in the co-host seat next week. So we want to send love to Kim, whose birthday is tomorrow, right? But we want to send love to her and thank Victoria Lojo for holding it down today. Who's going to hop us into these headlines? What we got, Victoria?
All right, so up first, we have on June 23rd in Homewood, Alabama, 18-year-old college student Jabari Peoples was fatally shot in the back by police after being approached while sitting in his car. The police claimed that Jabari brandished a handgun, but according to Jabari's family, he wasn't armed, he didn't resist arrest, and the officer who shot him did not take any life-saving action. Black Lives Matter Grassroots Birmingham, civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump, and 2 Homewood City Council members are now joining the family in demanding accountability and justice by releasing the body cam footage for full clarity. On Tuesday, July 8th, Black Lives Matter Grassroots held a rally outside of Homewood City Hall to raise awareness about Jabari Peoples' case and apply pressure on the Alabama officials investigating the case to release the body cam footage.
And we know they've been rallying and protesting in the name of Jabari Peoples since June 23rd when he was killed. We're grateful to Black Lives Matter Birmingham, which is one of the only chapters that's missing from the convening, because today the body of Jabari Peoples will be laid to rest. Today, they're going to bury this 18-year-old child who is supposed to be a freshman entering his freshman year at Alabama A&M University. I just want to underscore, when they try to say that we're deserving of our own deaths, I don't think you have to be perfect to be worth your life. But if there is perfection, Jabari Peoples was pretty near a perfect child, right? He was working part-time over the summer as a security guard. He was sitting on the soccer field, in a car on the soccer field with his girlfriend, the soccer field that he grew up on, right? He was going to a university. He was a kind young boy who graduated with honors from high school, and they stole his life. And for all of y'all who think that these masked men in unmarked cars are not our problem, the police who rolled up on Jabari rolled up on him in an unmarked car. So we want to remind you that when we say that we want to abolish ICE and that it is our problem, of course this was not an ICE agent, but what's happening with ICE is enabling and unleashing, in Trump's words, police on our people. We want to remind you that that unleashing hits Black people the hardest. And so today we say his name, Jabari Peoples.
Jabari Peoples.
Jabari Peoples.
Jabari Peoples.
Jabari Peoples.
Jabari Peoples.
Love and blessings to his family.
And as well to the community as well. I know it's hard to think, like, no one ever thinks that it'll happen to you until it does. So our prayers are with you all. All right, so up next we have, here in California, AB 1269, Waukesha's Law, authored by Isaac Bryan, just passed the Senate Public Safety Committee. We are now one step closer to codifying into law the procedure for law enforcement to notify the next of kin within 24 hours if their loved one dies or becomes seriously injured or ill while in police custody. The next step now is getting the bill through Senate appropriations, the Senate floor, and then onto the governor's desk. Please stay tuned for next steps as we continue to work this bill in the name of Waukesha Wilson.
Waukesha Wilson. Waukesha Wilson, a Black 36-year-old mother who was held on a very, very minor so-called crime, and her life was stolen inside LAPD Metro Detention Center back in March of 2016. And we've been fighting alongside her family ever since. So we want to be very clear that when Black Lives Matter Grassroots or any of our chapters begin to organize for someone, we stay with them until really forever. Forever, right? And so this has been a 9-year fight. We are grateful to Isaac Bryan for carrying this bill. The bill, again, will require that if someone, it's very simple, it's not radical, but it's necessary, that if someone dies or is killed in police custody, like Eric Lurie, who's our More Than a Hashtag conversation for today, their family has to be notified within 24 hours. That's just basic humanity. That's basic common sense. That's basic decency. So it's been fought at the federal level. We haven't been able to win at the federal level yet. But at the state level, God willing, we will get this bill passed by September. So thank you to Waukesha's mom and auntie, Sister Sheila and Lisa Hines, for fighting, for making their daughter and niece's life bring greater justice for everyone else. And God willing, we will be celebrating Waukesha's Law in California very soon.
Ashe. Can you say her name really quick, though?
Waukesha Wilson.
Say her name.
Waukesha Wilson.
Say her name.
Waukesha Wilson.
All right, so up next we have this week in Georgia, the first of the Cop City RICO trials took place against 20-year-old Ayla King, who was arrested after attending a music festival in the Wallonie Forest to protect the construction site of Cop City. The judge declared a mistrial, which now means that Ayla's trial will be delayed further and will have to go through the jury selection process again. Ayla King faces up to 20 years sentencing if she's found guilty of violating Georgia's RICO law. She's the first of 61 people facing RICO charges in connection to protesting Cop City.
Yes, and we are grateful to BLM Atlanta, who has been organizing. Also grateful to all of the organizers who's been involved in Stop Cop City. Queen Yonajaha is one of them. We know that Community Movement Builders has been moving much of this work along with Movement for Black Lives. So we're grateful for their work. Please stay plugged in. Please stay plugged in so that we make sure that we can continue to fight so that folks who are fighting for justice are not criminalized in that fight.
That's right. And then up next we have, on Thursday in Carmelo, California, ICE rolled on farm workers. They were met by protesters. One of them was Professor Jonathan Carabello of Cal State Channel Islands. When he attempted to protect a woman with disabilities from brutality, John was kidnapped by ICE agents. We still have not been able to locate him. Please call your Congressmember Julia Brownlee.
And that phone number, which I just looked up, is 805-379-1779. That's 805-379-1779. To be clear, John is a dear friend. You know, there are white allies in the movement. John is 10 toes down in this movement for black students. He's been intimately involved in the Hands Off Student campaign, right? The work that we've been doing to protect. You all will remember Angel Marie Taylor, who we've had on this show before. He's been really deeply involved in the Free Palestine movement. He's involved in Abolish ICE work. And he was snatched up. If you watch the video, which I have on my personal Instagram page at Doc Melly Mel, there was a woman in a wheelchair who ICE agents turned on, and John put his body between those ICE agents and this woman and then was snatched up. We have not been able to locate John. So please help us. He is my friend. He is my colleague, and my heart is broken for John. Let's do all that we can to locate him and also pray for his safe return. Again, the phone number to that congressional office is 805-379-1779. Thank you.
All right, so up next, I get to channel my inner Baba Akili. He's usually the one who makes this announcement. But each and every Wednesday at 4 p.m., meet us in those streets in front of the Hall of Injustice for BLM LA's weekly End Police Associations rally. We're targeting District Attorney Nathan Hochman. Hochman criminalizes activists while letting killer cops walk free. And he was elected with the backing and funding of police associations.
So we can't stand Nathan Hochman. I just believe in saying it plain. Right, we can't stand Nathan Hochman, who continues to lock folks up and threaten 6 years in prison for children who write Abolish ICE or F ICE on buildings because their mamas were snatched up. Right, Nathan Hochman is a mini Trump. He believes in the unleashing of police. So we protest him, but more than that, we are protesting the police associations, which are not unions, that got him into office. So join us in these streets every single Wednesday. Thanks to all who were there this Wednesday, including the families of Yong Yang, the family of Andrew Joseph III, and so many others. And this Sunday, tomorrow, what's up tomorrow?
Oh, so tomorrow it's our usual co-host Kim's birthday, but not only that, it is Black Lives Matter 12th birthday, 12 years of protest, of organizing, of supporting families, of building power. Let's come out, let's celebrate our wins, let's recommit ourselves to the work. And you can join us for the celebration, where it'll be on Sunday during the Black Lives Matter Los Angeles monthly organizing meeting, which is at the Center for Black Power. It's in Africatown at 3423 West 43rd Place. As always, there will be a hot dinner, mutual aid provided for attendees. And can I announce what we also have?
With the Ben and Jerry's truck?
The Ben and Jerry's, yes. If you love free ice cream, that will also be there. And then, as you know, it's close to cops, politicians, or their staff, or haters. And that's a 12 years of Black Lives Matter anniversary celebration. That will be this Sunday, tomorrow at 7 p.m. at the Center for Black Power.
Yes. So no cops, no media, no politicians. Everybody else, come get free dinner. Come get a grocery bag to take with you. Come get some cake because we celebrating Kim, but we're also celebrating our own Baba Akili's 77th birthday. Come get some Ben and Jerry's ice cream. I was upset because you can hear I have the sniffles. I didn't get my free Slurpee yesterday. Yesterday was 7-Eleven, which is free Slurpee day. I don't think I've ever missed it. And so I missed it. So I'm going to have to make up for it with free Ben and Jerry's
with
ice
the Cherry
cream
Garcia?
with some Cherry Garcia tomorrow. So come out, bring everybody you know. And you can also meet, again, organizers from around the country who are here to celebrate the 12-year anniversary of Black Lives Matter, because we are Black Lives Matter Grassroots, and Black Lives Matter Grassroots is...
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter Grassroots is...
Black Lives Matter.
That's a wrap for headlines this week. When we come forward, we'll be in our More Than a Hashtag conversation. We're talking with the family of Eric Lurie, who was just 37 years old when he was killed in police custody in Joliet, Illinois. And in his honor, his family has charted the Will County, Illinois chapter of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. We'll have more on the murder of Eric Lurie, but also what his life meant when we come forward. You're welcome to call in 800-920-1580.
More of BLM's This Is Not a Drill up next. We've got a lot to talk about.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is signing an executive order to protect immigrant communities during federal immigration raids.
The irony that I am going to sign an executive directive to help the city family understand how to protect the workforce and Angelenos from our federal government.
Bass is also seeking information on where current detainees are being held. Former President Obama is in New Jersey tonight for a Democratic fundraiser, his first since the 2024 election. The event is hosted by Governor Phil Murphy and his wife, with DNC Chair Ken Martin and others also attending. And rapper Kanye West is facing new claims of sexual battery and sex trafficking from his former assistant, Lauren Pisciata. She says he fired her in 2023 after she refused his advances. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Got your black. Follow the leader. Following the leader. Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a laugh.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to BLM's This Is Not a Drill. Now, back to the conversation.
Culture, got the gatekeep from the vultures. Culture, melanated soldier. Culture.
And my family from the culture moved to Baltimore just to have the plug closer.
And my name is Melina Abdullah, and you are listening to This Is Not a Drill. We have Lynette calling in online. Well, what we got, Lynette?
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Peace and blessings.
Good
to all
morning,
of you,
sis.
and
Good to
happy
hear your voice.
anniversary.
Oh,
Huh?
thank you. I said good to hear your voice. Thank you.
I had to call you and call y'all and just shout all of you out. I mean, thank God for all of y'all. What would we do without you? I mean, come on now. I mean, I'm just really thankful to God for y'all, and keep up the good work. And we still got our fight out here, as we know. But you guys are here for such a time as this. You guys are You are really leading us in a way that we got to go. And we've been needing to go this way. I mean, for real. I mean, come on now. We have a country based on slavery now. What country is based on slavery but America? We are very unique in this way, right?
That's right.
You're
so right.
So we have to stay vigilant, and we know that this is a business enterprise. This is all this police brutality and incarceration. This is on the stock market. Okay, so we have got to put them out of business, much like the Klan was put out of business. when the little woman, she sued them, and they became Proud Boys and other stuff. But, come on now. We have really got to make our government divest and ask for CalPERS and all these pension funders to take their money out of war, out of incarceration. And we're going to see this thing die. We got to. This in our lifetime, in our children's lifetime for certain. They need to be able to vote at 16 years old. Then they'll get the respect and they'll get their rights heard and their interests heard if they were to get their voting age to 16, because they could drive at 16. They put them in jail at 14. Okay? So this is what we got to keep pushing for, the next generation, our generation. And I thank God that you guys have enough wisdom and foresight and have been on point about things for the longest. And also, Dr. Molina, if you get a chance, get this wellness shot. It's called VIV Organic Wellness Rescue, oil of oregano, ginger, and elderberry. And it help you with a lot of the phlegm in your body, and stuff that with your voice, when you get really, your voice starts to mess with you. You got to leave the sugar and the dairy alone a little more, But
Don't
and also
tell
shout out
nobody
for
I'm about to eat
Brother
some ice
Keeley
cream.
on his birthday.
Yes.
Shout out for Brother Keeley on his birthday. So
Thank you, Sister Lynette.
and thank God for Sister Kim getting better. And
Yes.
yeah, I just wanted to shout you guys out. I had to call, so I called, but especially it's your anniversary, and all the best to you and your families and what have you. So take care of yourselves.
Thank you, Sister Lynette.
You got it. All right.
Okay.
Have a blessed day.
You too. Appreciate Sister Lynette calling in and for her constant support. If you want to call at any time during the show, our phone number is 800-920-1580. We are hopping into our More Than a Hashtag conversation, and we have joining us in studio Sister Nicole Lurie and her partner Carl, who are the co-founders of BLM Grassroots, Will County, Illinois. And they are here with us. I think it's always so beautiful. We have just gotten into having family-led chapters of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. I believe you're the 5th family-led chapter. And I think that one of the things that we've heard from Andrew and Deanna Joseph, who started the first family-led chapter in Tampa, Florida, is that it allows you to turn your pain into purpose. And so we're grateful when you move in this way because, Sister Nicole, your husband, Eric, was killed in police custody. And, we can't bring him back. But the work that you're doing really helps move justice for everyone else. Can we start by just talking about who Eric was?
Yes, absolutely. We can start off by talking about who Eric was. Eric was absolutely an amazing person. He was kind and generous to anyone that he came across. He would pretty much give you the shirt off his back. He was an amazing husband, an amazing father, son. And people need to understand that, we miss him and we love him. And not only was he an amazing person, he helped out anybody that he could in the community. Eric was a barber who was currently in school to get his teacher's license to become a teacher in barbering. He often gave out free haircuts to individual kids, extremely round back to school at any time that a parent just couldn't simply afford to be able to get their child a haircut to make sure that they felt, great when going back to school, and they just simply couldn't afford it. He would, like I said, he would give you the shirt off his back. He would do anything he could for a person.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah.
That's beautiful. Are you okay to tell us what happened to your husband, Eric Lurie?
Yes, I am. I'm okay to talk about it.
Okay.
I can, remember like it was yesterday, January 28, 2020. Eric had gave me a phone call and asked me if I can come pick him up. That was kind of like, it was on a Thursday. That was kind of our date night. And I was just like, well, you kind of just left home. Why do you need me to come pick you up? And he was like, I'll explain to you when when you get there. And so when I got there, unfortunately, my husband was laying down on the ground with police officers, on his back and on his neck. And, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It was a lot of yelling, and stuff going on. So the officer were telling me to get back. He's being arrested for whatever reason. And so I just couldn't understand at the moment, why he was being arrested. They didn't tell me anything. So once they put him in a police car, I tried to go up to the car to see, what was going on with him. They still didn't explain. So I asked them where they're taking him to. They kind of told me the police station. And so I said, okay, I'll just kind of wait for a call. I never received a phone call that my husband, had actually died in the back of the police car. I never received a call. I was waiting hours and hours, trying to figure out what was going on. I had called down there. They told me, yeah, we have him in custody. I went down there. They told me they had him in custody, but he never called. Until like hours later, I got a phone call from an individual through Facebook Messenger, just so happened to be walking by that kind of knew him and knew me. And they told me, that the ambulance was there. And so I kind of ran back down there to see what was going on. And they had the very same officer, found out later on that, choked him and stuffed the baton down his throat, tell me that he was in ICU. So I, kind of went over to ICU to see what was going on, and his body was just laying there lifeless. At the time, I couldn't understand what happened. They, put him in ICU and found out, he was on the breathing machine the whole time. He was already dead before I got there. He actually died in the back of that police car. Found out later that he died in the back of that police car. I tried to get answers to figure out what happened for quite some time, and I couldn't get it. Couldn't get body cam footage. Couldn't even get a simple police report. But once I did, I see why I couldn't get it. They were trying to cover up the fact of what they did to my husband. They tried to cover up the fact that they killed him. And even though I couldn't get a police report, I felt something always in my heart wasn't right. Something wasn't right about this situation. Something wasn't right about this story. They kept saying, oh, everything's under investigation. And then here it is 6 months later, that's when the video came out about what actually happened to him. Another news reporter called me at work and said, we have the video.
And when we come forward, we'll talk about what that video revealed and how that set you on your way to struggle for justice in your husband's name.
Okay.
So more with Nicole Lurie and Carl, Brother Carl, when we come forward right here on This Is Not a Drill.
BLM, This Is Not a Drill continues when we come forward.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell.
Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you, when we fight, we win. The Youth Justice Coalition is challenging America's addiction to incarceration and discrimination. YJC works to dismantle policies leading to mass incarceration, law enforcement violence, and the school-to-prison pipeline. Their approach? Transformative justice, community intervention, free LA high school, legal defense, and system monitoring. YJC promotes safety without relying on prisons. Their goal? Prevent system contact and help people exit the system through direct action, advocacy, and education. Want to get involved or need help? Call 323-235-4243. That's 323-235-4243. Join YJC in creating change. When we fight, we win. KBLA Talk 1580, your voice for justice. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill on KBLA Talk 1580.
For the people and the struggle of the brothers and the folks, the lovers of the dope, experiments to discover hope, scuffle for notes. The rougher I wrote, times was harder. Went from rock started to the voice of a martyr. Why white folk focus on dogs and yoga.
My name is Melina Abdullah, and you are listening to This Is Not a Drill right here on KBLA Talk 1580. We are in our More Than a Hashtag conversation with Sister Nicole Lurie and her partner, Carl Farrell, who is, I love what you said, Brother Carl. Can you say what you said? Because Nicole and Carl are fighting for justice. What did you say? How did you phrase it? Because I can't do better words than you.
I said we create change and we create love.
We create change and we create love. I love that. That's really beautiful, right? That we need comrades who are also, love us for real, right? So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Sister Nicole, we were talking about what happened to your husband, Eric, and the police had their story and they tried to cover up, but then video came out. And what did the video show us about your husband, Eric, who was killed in police custody in 2020?
The video actually showed him in back of the police car taking a ride to the police station. And when he actually got to the police station, officers were trying to get him out of the car. My husband at the time, Eric, was a pretty big guy. He was 6'3", and he was probably over 200-something pounds. So he was a pretty big guy. They were trying to get him out, but he wasn't moving. And one officer, I remember saying that he thought he was, faking. But the video showed officer holding his nose closed and actually had his hand around his neck for over 2 minutes, causing him to die. Another officer stuck a baton down his throat, also blocking his airway. So he wasn't able to breathe at all from his nose, because you have one officer have his hand over his, had his nose closed shut. Another officer had a baton down his throat, so there was no possible way for him to breathe.
And how did this video come out? Because they didn't just give it to you.
They did not just give it to me. The video came out by another officer doing the right thing and sent it to a media outlet. And they contacted me and let me know that they had the video of my husband, and that's when I seen what actually happened to him.
Mm-hmm. And so now you all are moving forward with a civil case in federal court, is that right?
Correct. Yes.
So where are we on that?
So with the civil case, it actually took like a couple years for the ruling to come back. The judge did rule in our favor. A 67-page ruling came back that we are able to move forward with the civil case, and it's possible talks of settlement. If it don't, then we'll be going to trial in January.
And one of the things that we talked about, and grateful that the video came out, also grateful to that person who called you, right?
Absolutely.
But we also know why Keisha's law is moving, because people are killed in custody all the time. And oftentimes their loved ones aren't notified. You weren't notified by the police.
Not at all. I definitely was not notified by the police. I found out, like I said, a person, they didn't have my phone book, so they didn't have my phone number, so they actually called me through Facebook Messenger to let me know there was something going on with BJ. We call him BJ. There was something going on with BJ, and the ambulance was down there, so that's when I kind of, ran down there to see what was going on with them.
Right.
So, yeah.
And so you've been struggling for justice for your husband, and in the midst of it, you all meet. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. So in the midst of this fight, it was a long fight. It's still a long fight, and it's a hard fight. I met Carl. He came into the situation, helping me try to find justice some kind of way. And we met, and we actually, throughout that time, we became partners, which is absolutely amazing. He's a great guy. And to see the passion for someone to help you fight for justice from your loved one, and to have that passion to be able to stand with you is just absolutely amazing.
So Brother Carl, you just saw what Nicole was doing, or you'd heard about what happened to Eric and plugged in, or?
Well, we heard, the community knew in January, and something just wasn't right when we heard about it, right? So originally, like, one of my other partners who knew Eric, I asked him, man, get the guys in the neighborhood, man. Let's see, we got something not right. But they were kind of like, well, we don't know what's going on. They were saying they didn't know what was going on. Like, nobody knew what was going on. So it was a waiting game, and then in the middle of that waiting game, George Floyd got murdered. And so when George Floyd got murdered, it was a couple of days of people taking action out where we were at. And after it kind of dispersed, because we kind of live in a town, it's not a lot of civic engagement, and it's a lot of cultural oppression, and so and complacency. You know what I mean? Stuff is normalized, and so we were, people had kind of like calmed down, but it was two young girls out there who got into it with they were like 15 and 17. They got into it with an older man who sold Trump paraphernalia, and he cracked one of their heads and gave the other one a concussion. And at that point, I was like, man, where the black men at? Like, where we at? Because we supposed to be protecting our flock. And so I started, and then right after that, then the video was released. And so I started reaching out to people that I saw were doing organizing work. And that's how we met, like Brother Clyde. And then Brother Clyde eventually helped us set up our chapter where we was at. And we just been going from there.
That's really beautiful. Yeah. That's really beautiful. I believe that when you live in your purpose, beautiful things happen for yourself as well, right? So you're moving forward a plan that I believe, God calls us into this work.
Yeah.
But also God blesses you, right? And so we're really, really grateful to have you on. We have just about 2 minutes. Can you say why you decided to come on to BLM Grassroots as one of our new chapters?
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, we decided, for me, I decided to want to go ahead and join in with Grassroots because I did the research and I seen the work that you guys were actually doing. And I felt that it's something that I wanted to be a part of. I spoke with Carl about it, and it's like our organization needs to be a part of grassroots. But this is something that we're living in this experience like real time. So this is something that we need to make sure that we are doing as well and following with.
Yeah, it lined up. It lined up with our mission. Already, and it's people who doing the work, and so we want to be part of that. We needed to be part of the network, to be able to have the network, to be able to talk to people like you and everybody else in the room who's already doing the work and could share, some information, because knowledge is power. And so we need that with some of our campaigns. We need that knowledge to know how to, with people that already has done the movement work and use their experiences for success.
Well, we are so grateful to have you, and I love your story. I love what you were offering, too, because a lot of times people think BLM doesn't have any black men. We got lots. Did you see black men in the room yesterday?
Absolutely.
Right. So it's really important that we say, nah, that's something that they tell us, because they try to, push us aside, right? That it's black men, it's black women, it's black young people, it's black elders. All black folks are fighting for our freedom. And so we're grateful to have you on. You give me an excuse to come to, because you said you're 45 minutes outside of Chicago.
Yes.
Chicago is one of the best food cities in the world.
Yes.
You give me an excuse to come out that way. I'm grateful to have you, Sister Nicole and Brother Carl. Is there anything that you want to offer in just 30 seconds about how people follow your work?
They can follow me. You can use my Facebook, Nicole Lurie. Find me on there. We also have the Black Lives Matter Grassroots Facebook. You guys can go ahead and follow us and be able to look up more information on the work that we're doing.
And that's Black Lives Matter Grassroots, Will County, Illinois. Thank you so much. And we say his name, Eric Lurie.
Absolutely, Eric Lurie.
Ashe.
When
we come forward, we're going to be talking with Sister Carriel Horn, with Brother Marcus McDonald. Sister Carriel is from BLM Buffalo, and Marcus McDonald is from BLM Charleston, South Carolina. You're welcome to call in at 800-920-1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass is signing an executive order to protect immigrant communities during federal immigration raids.
The irony that I am going to sign an executive directive to help the city family understand how to protect the workforce and Angelenos from our federal government.
Bass is also seeking information on where current detainees are being held. Former President Obama is in New Jersey tonight for a Democratic fundraiser, his first since the 2024 election. The event is hosted by Governor Phil Murphy and his wife, with DNC Chair Ken Martin and others also attending. And rapper Kanye West is facing new claims of sexual battery and sex trafficking from his former assistant, Lauren Pisciata. She says he fired her in 2023 after she refused his advances. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Don't go it alone. Visit expresspros.com to find the location nearest you. That's expresspros.com.
Yeah, y'all, come on.
Here come the drums. At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
This is not a drill. 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 This is real.
and I sound like this, but I'm feeling great in my spirit. I'm feeling great in my spirit because we are approaching our 12-year anniversary of Black Lives Matter, which was founded right here in Los Angeles, right here in Leimert Park, also known as Africatown. Before that park had blue gates surrounding it, we remember what happened when the white supremacist killer of Trayvon Martin was acquitted, that we rose up in these streets. We rose up and we didn't need a tweet or a Instagram post. I don't even know if we had Instagram 12 years ago to tell us where to go. Black people know where to go. When something goes down in our community, we go to the park, and we convened in that park 12 years ago. We yelled and we cried and we rallied and we chanted and we marched. And we marched up Crenshaw and we marched for 3 days straight, marching in honor of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin, marching for all of our loved ones who'd been stolen before, marching, building on the movement that had been going when we think about the murder of Oscar Grant, when we think about the murder of 13-year-old Devin Brown here in Los Angeles, when we think about the murder of unhoused Sister Margaret Mitchell at the hands of LAPD. I can't. Oh, that I'm trying to figure out hand signs. I don't know what he's saying. Okay. Oh, your earphones.
They off.
They off?
Yeah.
What's off? Your headphones are off? Okay. We'll figure that out in a second. Come on, Sami. So don't have me on tech, because those are the two things I don't know. Victoria will tell you that if I'm on tech, it's all bad. It's all bad if I'm on tech. If I'm on tech, or if I'm good at managing. I'm good at managing money, because I know not to spend it, but don't have me doing an accounting. Those things I'm bad at. So that's why we have people like Simeon who are great on tech, and people like Victoria who are great on databases, because I'm not good at either of those things. So we're talking about 12 years of Black Lives Matter. So Black Lives Matter is birthed right here in Los Angeles in the name of Trayvon Martin. And to be clear, because somebody hit me in my comments talking crap about, oh, Black Lives Matter is part of the nonprofit industrial complex. Look, I think you're talking about BLK Lives Matter, but Black Lives Matter, the real movement that was birthed here, was birthed by regular people. I'm just a mama and an educator, right? That's who I am. I was in the streets with my 3 children and my many, many dozens of spirit babies who were also my students at the time. I was here in the streets with people that we call our Mama Brigade, right? People like Stacy Mitchell and Shawnee and lots of others, right? And then Jan joins, who was just a school bus driver, right? And Baba Akili joins, who's an organizer, but was there as a father and grandfather, right? Black Lives Matter is born out of the sheer will of the people, of Black people, to upend oppression in every system that continues to exploit us. So that's what Black Lives Matter was and is, and in our grassroots form, that's what we still are. I will say that if you are following BLK Lives Matter, that is not us. Those platforms were stolen from us once we received money in 2020. They were stolen by 3 thieves named Shalomia Bowers, Cecily Gay, and Dejanay Parker, because I believe in naming names. When there's evil, you need to know what evil you face. But in our truest sense, BLM grassroots continues to move. And so that's who we are in spite of everything that we face. We continue to do work in the name of Eric Lurie, in the name of Glenn Foster Jr., whose family also started the New Orleans chapter, in the name of Andrew Joseph III, in the name of Alvin Cole, whose family started the Milwaukee chapter. We continue to move and do that work and move forward the things that are necessary for Black people to get free for ourselves, for our children, and for future generations. Victoria, you've been down with the movement for a minute, and people looking at you go, for a minute, how could that be? Because you are a 20-something-year-old young person from Detroit. What happened? How did you get involved?
Yeah, I was still, I can't, relate to everybody who said that Trayvon Martin brought them in. I was still probably, 10, 12? But I think my awakening moment was actually the Mike Brown incident. I remember being in St. Louis at the time. A lot of different reasons, feeling like I needed to get involved, feeling like I needed to do something, not really sure which direction to go into. Although at the time, there wasn't quite a Black Lives Matter officially there on the scene, and they were there within within the week. I noticed that, so I got connected kind of that way initially. Still wanting to be involved, still wanting to do more. I recognize everybody has their talents. I recognize that mine isn't necessarily quite in the streets, but I found an opportunity to connect with you. I was able to do a lot of more back end work. Doing the organizing behind the organizing, and that's how I make my contributions. So I want to raise that up, that, even if you're not the type to be in the streets yelling, screaming, that's not all we do, right? There's a lot of different ways that you can contribute to movement work.
That's right. That's right. We need you to take whatever your talents are. You're extremely organized and efficient, right? So if your work is being organized and efficient, help us be organized and efficient. Now, Mike Brown was just the year after Trayvon Martin, but we'd been organizing for a little more than a year. Mike Brown was killed August 9th, 2014. And we'd been organizing since July 13th, 2013. People knew what was growing out of Black Lives Matter, and we were called into Ferguson to help build the movement on the ground there. We were that was our first freedom ride. We drove in vans from Los Angeles to Ferguson, Missouri, to help build on the ground in Ferguson. And that's actually when we're talking about the growth of Black Lives Matter, when we became a national movement. I think at the time we grew, in the next year we would grow into 26 chapters around the country. But I love what you said, Victoria, about whatever it is you have, bring it to the movement. Brother Carl, I'm going to pivot to you. Do you feel that way, that all your gifts, that whatever your gifts are, that's something you can pour into the movement?
Yeah, that's I don't even. Yeah, I'm just a fighter. So that's what I do. If when we see an injustice, I'm gonna go out there and I just try to make sure that my movements are organized, that I'm not just jumping, before I think that it's a well thought out planned action. But yeah, that's like my gift. And then something you had just said is that I do believe, that's not just like, I believe that's my purpose, like more than a gift, but my purpose though. You know what I mean? So I accept everything that come with it, and I try to make sure I put my best foot forward and just go.
That's right. That's right. I always say that people often waste time in life seeking happiness, right? Because happiness is fleeting, right? Happiness, comes and goes. So does sadness, though. We need to remember that, especially in times such as this, when people feel this overwhelming sadness, right? We've all had sadness and happiness, right? There are highs and lows, but what keeps you moving through life is understanding your purpose, right? And really grounding into your purpose, because we're all going to get, I met this great person and I feel high, right? And then something's going to happen and they going to disappoint you. Well, maybe not you and Nicole, right? But inevitably something's going to happen and you're going to go low, right? What keeps you moving forward is purpose. And so for me, and I think for many of us, I think really for all of us, our purpose is freedom, right? Our purpose is getting to a place where we can actually be free. One of the things that really bothers me is this idea that Black joy is the answer. Well, you can't have sustained joy without freedom. I don't believe you can have sustained joy without freedom. I think that you have to get to freedom in order to actually get to a sustained joy. Otherwise, you just have these moments of highs and lows, and you're seeking. It's a high is a high, right? A high is not something that is sustainable. You're looking like, I don't know. What do you think, Victoria?
No, I do agree, right? So when you have the freedom to dream, right? To
Right.
build, to just, to explore new ways to find that joy. So I do agree with that, actually.
Yeah. So seek purpose. Seek purpose as you move forward. So we're celebrating 12 years of Black Lives Matter. 12 years of Black Lives Matter. We want you to call in with your Black Lives Matter stories at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. One of the things the person that I mentioned who hit me up in the comments said was about this nonprofit industrial complex. And if you have questions, let me say this, I don't run from those questions. I want people to ask me questions. I want people to put those rumors before me because I'm proud of our work. I believe that our work is not always perfect, but we always try to move forward in a righteous way. One of the teachings of the Honorable Minister Elijah Muhammad is that we have to be the clean glass of water, right? So if people are thirsty enough and all they have before them is a dirty glass of water, they'll drink it. But if you put a clean glass of water next to the dirty glass, they'll drink the clean glass every time. So our purpose, I believe, as an organization is to be the clean glass of water, to be worthy enough to speak Eric Lurie's name, to speak Waukesha Wilson's name, right? To do righteous work, not saying that we're perfect, but we strive to be righteous in all that we do. So if you have questions, thoughts, please call in at 800-920-1580. More on 12 years of Black Lives Matter in just a moment right here on This Is Not a Drill.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, Mom, I've been meaning to talk to you about some new COVID information I saw online. I read that Black folks like us with certain conditions like diabetes, heart disease, mental health conditions, or being 50 and older, like you, are at high risk.
Boy, you sound like a commercial.
I'm just saying. I know you love your ginger teas and essential oils, but remember, there are treatment options for COVID-19.
I promise if I get sick again, I'll call my doctor to ask about my options.
Visit WeTalkWeRise.com to learn more. Brought to you by Pfizer.
This is Secret Clinical dominating extra stinky stress sweat. And this is regular deodorant. Secret Clinical in a heat wave. Oh, what a beautiful day. This is regular deodorant. Ugh, I can't. Secret Clinical with workout sweat. Let's run another marathon. And regular deodorant. How much more? Secret is the GOAT. Because nothing fights sweat better. Stay fresher under pressure.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill continues right now.
All right, President on the boards. President on the boards. I love it. President is when Victoria was talking about you can do things behind the scenes. Grateful to have our young people who can do all those things. I intentionally don't know how to make a flyer. I will never learn Canva because I don't want to have to make flyers, right? Don't know how to do any of that, right? Grateful to our young people. To President, who's part of the Black Lives Matter Youth Vanguard out of Long Beach, out of our Long Beach chapter, and one of our BLM grassroots scholars. You're entering what, your sophomore year? Junior year at Howard University, and has been in studio every single week as she is home for the summer and now on the boards. What, Simeon? Let somebody else touch his boards? Go ahead, President. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Victoria, you asked a question during the break. You want to hop back in it? We're talking about 12 years of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, so I recognize that you've been here since the very beginning, since, the birth 12 years ago. I want to know what keeps you in this work 12 years later.
Man, about once a year, I think. If I wasn't doing that, I could be sleeping, right? I do think about once a year, maybe every 6 months, I think that. And then I think sleep is overrated. My voice doesn't feel like that right now, but sleep is overrated, right? Like, I feel fulfilled. I feel fulfilled in the work that I do. I feel called to the work that I do, but I also feel like, in a sense, I'd be betraying my ancestors and not being the best mama if I didn't do this work. I have 3 children. I have a boy who's 15 years old who walks home from the bus stop on Crenshaw every day, right? I know how he's seen at, now he's 5'10", right, with a really deep voice. I know how he's seen by police. And what kind of mama would I be if I didn't try to end police violence? What kind of mama would I be if I didn't try to upend a system that tries to imprison him and my daughters, right? My daughters who have big voices and, decide to step in and aren't going to let stuff just go down. What kind of mama would I be? What kind of daughter would I be when I'm the daughter of a Black elementary school teacher who spent all her days making sure that she not only taught the children in her classroom, but when she got home, all the kids in the neighborhood would run to our front porch. They'd yell, "Time for school." And my mama would sit on the porch and teach all the kids in the neighborhood to read, right? What kind of daughter would I be if I didn't step into this work? And so, yeah, sometimes I get a little tired, but this is my purpose. And I'm also grateful to be in a movement that practices group-centered leadership so that if I do get tired, like yesterday, I was worse than I am today, right? And yesterday I just had to put my head down, and we had all our chapters there, but I had to put my head down. And we have a Baba Akili. We have a Sheila. We have a Victoria. We have a Terry, right? We have folks who can move us forward even if I'm not there. So I think what keeps me in it is all of that. Plus, it's also not depleting work, that we do things. We having a lot of fun. Aren't we having fun? Yeah. We having fun in the midst of it, right? We gonna have some more fun. We gonna be at the beach. We gonna be laughing. Once I get myself together, I'm gonna beat some of them in dominoes, right?
I'm ready for the space tournament we have coming up too.
I got cards. I got cards.
All right,
Look, we have a good time. It's not meant to be like a sorrowful movement, right? We're not singing an honor to our ancestors, but we ain't singing those slow hymns, right? Right? We are moving in ways that are uplifting. We were fan dancing on the protest line the other day, right? So we build a movement that's also restorative, not just not depleting. And so I think that's what keeps me moving. I know we got Sister Cariel and Brother Marcus have finally made it to the studio, so we're going to hop them into this conversation. But we also got, who is that? Consuelo. I bet you that's Sister Corey calling in online. Well, what we got, Sister Corey?
You know it, Sister Dr. Melina Abdullah. Hi, everybody. Thank you guys so much for this conversation. You guys are amazing. I'm going to keep it short because this conversation is so good. I just want to be in affirmation and appreciation of this conversation. And I want more of it because I want people to ask you questions. I want people to know how Black Lives Matter got started and why it's here. And if you have to be brought into a movement, just calling, if you have to be brought into a movement, which, sometimes we are, not just by our own inspiration. Thank God it's with people like yourselves who are so righteous and are working to do the right things. And I don't have to agree with every syllable. Sleep is actually underrated for people like yourselves, young person. And I appreciate you taking care of yourself but being able to be in righteous movement with the family at times like these is imperative.
And Sister Corey, before you go, I want to just uplift how you got into this movement. Can you tell people quickly how you came to join BLMLA?
Make me sit on the ground and talk to you, Melina. I first met in person. Well, actually, I met a member before, but Black Lives Matter because my cousin, our younger cousin, Jonathan Hart, Sky Young, was murdered in a Hollywood Walgreens in 2018. He was shot in the back of the neck by a security guard, a wannabe cop, who and he was murdered in the Walgreens. And after his funeral, Jasmine Connick, who was there, helping the family, helping my cousins, mentioned that BLM was going to have a action that evening because also 24 Hour Fitness had been murdering our people as well, and someone was murdered near the Hollywood Walgreens, and so they were having an action. And so my sister Nikita and I ended up going to that action, and that was our first BLM action. I had been in movement work and the anti-war movement 2001 for a few years. But yeah, so we went, and it was a really powerful moment, and I was just a complete observer, just checking out who, what, and why, and how the things were going on. And then we took over the Walgreens with people. It's kind of a blur. I didn't even realize till a year and a half later that was Sister Sheila and Sister Lisa that spoke before us. Nikita had to tell us that a Black woman or divine. I was like, what? And that White People for Black Lives, Gina and Carrie and them were at the door holding the police down. And so we took over the Walgreens. We took over the space where blood of my family member had been spilled and would have been forgotten, possibly, at least in the bigger frame of our world in our city, that moment. But because Black Lives Matter was there, because that was the first time I met Melina, because these human beings were there on the ground saying, "Oh hell no, we're not new." So, oh my God, I was about to cuss. Everything, that's how I met them. But then I continued on with my life, and it wasn't until 2022 when I was back in the center of LA and listening to KPFK, everyone's best friend, along with KBLA, and listened to Move the Crowd, and I was listening to Melina. I already had been, but now I was actually in town listening to it and was like, I can actually get to that EPA over there. And went to EPA and began to meet my future movement family as it came to be. That's how I got involved.
Yes, and you are now our outreach team lead for Black Lives Matter Los Angeles, and we're very grateful to be in community and in this work with Sister Corey Consuelo and her sister Nikita, who are all in BLMLA. Thank you so much for calling in, Sister Corey, and I'll see you later on today, inshallah.
Inshallah. See you later.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. And we'll take your calls at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Just in the 2 minutes we have for now, Sister Victoria, I'm going to turn the question back on you. Okay. So what's kept you in this work?
What's kept me in this work? I think one of the things Corey kind of mentioned is the fact that this movement has brought in so many people. Like, you're meeting people from every walk of life. I think this is the first time I've had the opportunity to meet people from across the country, across the world, who similarly interested. We all share the same passion for wanting to see our people free, right? And, who also have a love for Black people. And, we all get to share space together. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy about being in the movement.
I would say also, though, people will ask, like, you're 20-something years old. Why are you not just at the club?
I mean, we're still there, too. Don't get me wrong.
I like that you said that, though. So you haven't had to give that up.
No. I mean, you can still do both. I will say that, you can still be in the work. Like, you can do it simultaneously. Like, I'm not saying that, the movement work, yes, it's hard, it's grueling, it has a lot, it can carry a lot of weight, but there is a lot of joy. I even mentioned, I think, President, she mentioned, oh yeah, she also DJs. Like, if you go to the EPA, we also have music. Like, it's not like it's all emotional work all the time. I really feel like what I really enjoy is there is time to really move important work, raise the issues, but still there are moments where you can be a little less serious, have fun, so.
That's right. That's right. And we're going to come forward and have those conversations, more of those conversations with BLM Charleston. I'm looking at them. They made it to the building. BLM Charleston is here. BLM Buffalo is here. I think there's a few, actually.
I think I see BLM Atlanta. Atlanta's here? I think we have Florida. Yeah, everybody's here.
Okay, so we gonna pack the studio. Also, what's really exciting is we are now Black Lives Matter Grassroots worldwide, because we have a new chapter out of Stockholm, Sweden. So they're not gonna be on the air, but they are here, and they definitely get the prize for the longest flight to get here. Much more when we come forward right here on This Is Not a Drill.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Esther Dillard with BIN News Now. President Trump visited Kerrville, Texas, getting a first-hand look at the flooding devastation.
It's hard to believe the devastation. Trees that are 100 years old just ripped out of the ground. I've never seen anything like it.
The President and First Lady Melania Trump met with some of the family members affected by the tragedy. Over 120 people are dead and many remain missing. George Mason University is facing 2 federal investigations, one for anti-Semitism and another for race-based hiring. President Gregory Washington, the school's first Black president, says he's perplexed and believes the probes are part of a political campaign to push him out. And health officials in Arizona say a person has died from pneumonic plague. The patient arrived at a Flagstaff hospital and died the same day. Tests confirmed it was the rare lung-based form of the same bacterium that caused the bubonic plague centuries ago. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Don't go it alone. Visit expresspros.com to find the location nearest you. That's expresspros.com.
Yeah, yo, come on. Here come the drums.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight Vapor power. Vapor power.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love, guaranteed to fit every time. eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
1455 Frazee, San Diego. CordellCordell.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time. Whenever news breaks, while we're on the air, it's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580. And we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. Thank you, thank you.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Unapologetically progressive, unapologetically black. More now, BLM's This Is Not a Drill.
Lord have mercy. Alive in the building. I dance on my dance here. You ready? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Hit me one time.
Can you do it?
From South Carolina.
Talking to the mic, Carrie.
Oh yeah. I learned the steps, but I haven't done it yet.
Okay, we gonna do that today.
Cool.
Today, me and Sister Vernine, we were doing it on the protest line on Wednesday. I feel like that is a theme song. It's called Boots on the Ground.
Exactly.
Black Lives Matter Grassroots is a boots on the ground formation of Black Lives Matter. So we got to know the boots on the ground dance. Besides, I love any line dance. So there we go. So look, I'm grateful to have Sister Carrie Horn, who might have had the second longest flight of anybody who's here, because Buffalo is real far, like literally on the opposite
I
end.
think it was a total of 6 hours.
That's it?
4 on one flight and 2 on the other.
That's not that bad. That's not that bad. Stockholm was 15 hours, so they way beat you.
They way beat us.
Right, right. We have Sister Carrie Horn, who's co-founder of Black Lives Matter Buffalo, and Brother Marcus McDonald, who's founder of Black Lives Matter Charleston, South Carolina. We also have calling in Brother Mikael. Should we go to the call first? Brother Mikael, thank you for calling in. What we got?
Shalom, shalom. This is Mikael. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. What you got for us?
Hebrew Israelite. I'm calling. What are we going to do about the protection for our people? You know, like me and myself, you know, I don't have no felony, don't have no misdemeanor, lost all my jobs. Just filed a lawsuit, you know, last week against our, where I worked for 23 years. They wrongfully terminated me, but all these other people are getting the job. Nothing against them, but what about us? But the point is, these people been trying to, you know, FBI just against me for being a Hebrew Israelite. You know about the Hebrew Israelites, they for black people. What are we going to do? We need to build a protection service for all of us black people, whether we're Christian, Muslims, or Hebrews. But they're going to get you no matter what religion you are. But being my religion, where God is black, they don't like that. So I'm tired, I'm stressed out, I'm ready to hurt somebody. I protect myself. I don't bother nobody, but I'm going to protect myself. You know, it's just sad that white people do all these crimes on us, going to the church in South Carolina, kill 9 innocent black people, going to Buffalo, New York, store, kill 10 innocent. I mean, can't you see what they're doing? Going throw a bomb and kill 4 little black girls in 1963. Make her average. We could keep naming them, the ones they killed, you know, all the time. We need to separate and start us a business economy.
Brother Mikael, thank you. And I know that you've been doing a lot to build towards black autonomy. One of the things that everyone should know is, I think you know, Brother Mikael, that from Black Friday to January 1st, since 2015, we've been doing what we call Black Xmas, where we divest from white corporations that harm our people and invest in building black, buying black, and banking black. We are now extending that all year round, calling it verified black owned. So you're right, there have to be economic tools. We have to be fighting on every single front, Shoot, you can just think about just this quick decision that was just made. Somebody was going to order coffee from a white-owned corporation, and instead they realized, oh, we could put black-owned in Uber Eats. And I don't Uber Eats because I think it's a waste of money, but other people do. So they put black-owned in, and they got their coffee from what's it called? Anyway, I was like Haroon coffee, but they found elephant something, and they got the coffee. Are they good? They're good. Victoria said they're good. Mm-hmm. There's South LA Cafe. So we can make these small decisions that actually feed black autonomy. Brother Mikael, thank you for all you do and for calling in. Brother Marcus, something that resonated with me as Mikael was raising things, is he started by mentioning what happened in 2015 in Charleston, South Carolina, and you are the founder of the Charleston, South Carolina chapter of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. Can you talk about how that influences you and pulls you into movement?
Yeah, of course. Thank you. That's where I got one of my starts in activism. Mother Emanuel, for those who don't know, Mother Emanuel was one of the beginning churches of the African Methodist Episcopal, and it started in protest. It started in protest out of them trying to build over black burial grounds in Morris Brown. And the history of Mother Emanuel, throughout its history, it was burned down, and they had to meet in secret for several years. And my great-grandmama was one of the oldest members of the church before she passed in like 2011. And Reverend Clementa Pinckney did the eulogy, and he was somebody who was very well respected and loved in the city and in the state, and known just as an activist in himself. Around that time, a couple months before he was assassinated, Walter Scott was killed in North Charleston. And make a long story short, but it does mean a lot to me, and the timing is important to recognize. Walter Scott was killed by police while he was running away. They started making a push towards body-worn cameras. Reverend Clementa Pinckney was at the forefront of that, and the forefront of the fights for heirs property. And Dylan Roof not only went in there to kill black folks, but also his assassination on Reverend Clementa Pinckney, who was doing so much for our community, fighting alongside BLM Charleston at the time. And as a young person, I always was in Mother Emanuel, so it does. And I still go to Mother Emanuel. Still, a lot of our members do. So it does mean a lot. The church means a lot. It's been 10 years since that massacre, and it still means a lot to me. And people still try to weaponize in different ways. But yeah, we still, it's. Yeah, it's
feel
the middle
the
of the city.
trauma in your voice even now.
Mm-hmm.
This is 10 years later, and I still feel it in your spirit.
Yeah.
I still feel it in your spirit. And you know what I'm learning, because I'm not a big crier, but I'm crying much more in the last year or two, to be grateful that we still have those emotions and that spirit, because that's part of what's happening. Is they're killing us so constantly that I think it strips us sometimes, or it's an attempt to strip us of our humanity and our emotion and our spirit. So I'm grateful for your spirit in this space, Brother Marcus. We're going to come forward, and I want to talk about the founding of BLM Charleston and the phenomenal work that you're moving, and then we'll get to the work that is moving out of BLM Buffalo. And of course, we're still taking your calls at 800-920-1580.
BLM's This Is Not a Drill, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
During this time, it's important for everyone to know your rights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendments in the U.S. Constitution protects every one of us, regardless of immigration status. The 4th Amendment requires a judicial warrant to search your home. The 5th protects your right to remain silent, and the 6th gives you the right to an attorney. Just remember,
No warrant, no key. Privacy. You don't have to speak. No lawyer inside. Don't say a thing. Yeah, we all got rights.
Hey, we all got rights.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33 and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah. Welcome back to BLM's This Is Not a Drill, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we are talking with Cariel Horn, co-founder of Black Lives Matter Buffalo, and Marcus McDonald of Black Lives Matter Charleston. We are celebrating 12 years of Black Lives Matter, and our Black Lives Matter grassroots chapters from all around the country are in Los Angeles to celebrate 12 years of Black Lives Matter. You're welcome to join the celebration on Sunday at 7 p.m. We'll be at the Center for Black Power right here in Leimert Park, Africatown, 3423 West 43rd Place. Come and meet all these folks from all over the country. Come and get some good food. Get some Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I think they'll have some non-dairy. I might have to not eat the Cherry Garcia and do the non-dairy because I got this little bug happening with me.
I'll eat the Cherry Garcia
You'll
for you.
eat the Cherry Garcia for me. And come celebrate with us, but also come commit yourself to the movement because we need to be in movement in times such as this. Marcus, you were talking about what happened at Mother Emanuel Church with the assassination, and I appreciate you for framing it that way. The assassination of 9 of our loved ones, including the leader, one of the spiritual leaders of Charleston, South Carolina. Can you talk about the founding of BLM Charleston and what it is you are moving, and just give us the Cliff Note version as we come up on time?
Yeah, of course. So it was founded by Brother Modine Baha, rest in power, who passed in 2018. He was killed actually in New Orleans. The chapter was rebirthed in 2020 by some folks from the old chapter and just new folks who needed to organize. I became lead organizer in late 2020, and we organized around 3 things: education, public safety, and collective economics. So those are the 3 main things we organize around. Organize around land protection, Gullah Geechee, which is the Gullah Geechee nation in the Low Country, southeast of the United States, is real deep in Charleston. So we doing a lot of organizing around just cultural preservation and also protecting our land, protecting our people, our youth. We got a back school giveaway coming up. We do Black Action Assemblies, bring folks from around the Low Country together. But yeah, we started again in 2020. Been going strong on the east side, North Charleston, different areas. But yeah, we do what we need to do. Doing a lot of solidarity work. Solidarity, the Free Palestine Charleston group. Fighting to stop, shut down Elbit. There's an Elbit weapons manufacturer that manufactures weapons for Israel. That's a couple, about 20 minutes away from downtown Charleston. And we organized to shut that down. We're still in the process of that. But, yeah, we're doing a lot of work for our people, fighting against them, building over burial grounds and such. But, yeah. So we're going strong on 5 years now, at least under my leadership, co-leadership. Yeah, but we're going strong.
We're grateful for that. Grateful for that. Yeah. And Sister Carriel, you're a co-founder of BLM Buffalo. Can you talk about the founding of your chapter and the work that you're moving there?
Yeah, BLM LA grassroots came to Buffalo after we had a mass shooting. What did you call it? Assassination. That's exactly what it was. It was an assassination on 10 of our members of our community. And that is when Melina Yu and a lot of others came to Buffalo to lend support. At that time, I was out just doing what I do, was just being there for my community to see what I could do, and not really knowing what to do, because Buffalo is I call it a gaga town. Go along to get along. So basically, so white supremacy is basically gaga now. People just go along to get along, and they don't worry about the impact that it has. And, like a month later, the supermarket was open. So then you had a lot of these black workers back to work. Some of them have been fired since, and they really have not had the response to their trauma that I feel like they should have had. But at the same time, the way that people just turn their heads, and it's not just in Buffalo, it's all over. But because I know what has happened in Buffalo, I can speak on Buffalo. That's right. But that's when I met the BLMG group. Let me make sure that you know that the G stands for grassroots, and that what I was doing, I just felt like having national support would be great, and that's what happened. You've been there.
Yeah, and it's been really, really powerful, because this was another terrible assassination, right? 10 of our loved ones killed inside the Tops grocery store by a white supremacist.
And a lot of them older.
A lot of them older. A lot of them older. And so I believe we were actually in Ohio for Jalen Walker, and realized that we could drive to Buffalo. It wasn't that far. We could drive to Buffalo from where we were. And we did. And it was absolutely folks from LA, but also folks from all around,
all over
the country. Jacob Blake's father came with us, and
right.
James Farr was with us, and we came and we were able to come back and build with you. I think Baba Keeley went back like 8 times, and we're grateful.
He's been back a lot of times.
Yeah. Grateful to build the BLM Buffalo chapter. Just very quickly, how are you taking in this convening now? Because you're now 2 years into having your chapter. How's this convening been?
Convening, for whatever reason, it hit different than the other ones, because I'm really understand. I think I was more of an activist advocate, but having to organize, even though I saw what good organizing is, I just never did it because I never had to do the planning and all of that. That for me has been a challenge. So coming this time, it really kind of it was like an aha moment. So having a training yesterday really opened my eyes to what really needs to be done. And, some of it I have done. But like I said, because I just like to do the work, I don't want to get into the planning of it. That's when I realized, like, wow, there's a lot behind all of this.
Yes. And we're grateful. Just very quickly, Sister Carriel, you're the only former cop ever allowed in our midst, right? But former cop, I called it professional suicide. Huey P. Newton used to talk about this notion of class suicide, right? That if you're part of something that's unjust and you recognize at the moment of that recognition, you have to do work to upend it. And you did that, and you were severely punished for it.
Actually, I have been fired twice and only suspended once. Never suspended, but fired twice.
Wow. Wow. And most recently, we only have 60 seconds for this. Most recently, you were targeted by Buffalo police for intervening in the abuse of black women.
Yeah, they don't want to recognize that the cops need to be held accountable. Even though there's a law in my name, they refuse to allow me to say that during my court case. So basically, they violated my constitutional rights because they wanted to put on the kangaroo show that they wanted, and then threatened me to put me in jail pretty much if I did say anything.
And they did for some days.
Well, they did put me in jail. I went to court for 2 years and missed the court date because of a mix-up, and put me in jail for 2 days, and then gave me a $30,000 bail, and then revoked it because they wanted me to have an attorney because I said I wanted to represent myself.
How important was it for you to be a part of a national organization to support you?
Y'all got me out of jail. Sent the money with no problem. So it was actually really good. And then to have somebody locally to have my back was great. So yeah, thank you. It's definitely important to have the national support.
Thank you for your commitment and for your organizing. Thank you both. We want to remind folks that, again, if you want to come celebrate 12 years of Black Lives Matter, it is tomorrow, Sunday, 7 p.m. at 3423 West 43rd Place. We want everyone to plug into the work of BLM Grassroots. You can follow BLM Grassroots on all social media. You can also go to blmgrassroots.org where we are just releasing our action report, so you can learn about all of the things that BLM has been moving, BLM Grassroots has been moving. And then your call to action is help us get this brother, Jonathan Caravello, located and safely released from ICE custody. Call Congressmember Julia Brownlee at 805-379-1779. Ask her to intervene. Ask her to locate Jonathan Caravello, who was arrested in Camarillo on Thursday. Well, kidnapped, really. We don't even know if he was arrested. We don't know where he is. So, again, 805-379-1779. Again, plug in with all the work of BLM Grassroots at BLM Grassroots. If you're in Los Angeles, we are BLM Los Angeles on Instagram, BLM LA on X. And my name is Melina Abdullah. You can follow me at Doc Melly Mel. Thank you so much to Victoria for co-hosting today. Thank you to President for doing the back end work, and always to Simeon on the boards. We're grateful to be a part of the KBLA 1580 family. Until next week, peace out, y'all.